Brady had not been shut out in 255 consecutive snaps. So, look, we've seen a lot of teams, all the good teams have had a bad day here or there. But this was particularly bad. How much concern should we have right now about Tampa Bay at this moment in time, Rex?
I'm not concerned. I mean, I'm not. I just think this is a horrendous matchup, Greeny. And why? How can I prove it to you? They've won. The Saints have won the last four regular season games. And how do they do it? Well, they do it by getting internal pressure on the quarterback. You got to get him off his spot. You got to get him uncomfortable. Everybody knows it. Easier said than done. Cam Jordan, we saw it, just killed him. Isolated the guard, okay? But they match up in the back end. Like nobody matched up with Gronkowski. Well, yes, they do. They got Jenkins in there who's got corner skills, and he's big, big, huge safety. That's rare. Lattimore on the outside. Like, they match up with him. And here's the other thing they do. They are multiple in their man coverage schemes. Most teams just play cover one. They'll play cover one. They'll play one rat. They'll play two man, one robber. They'll play Raider coverage, which is an outside in man coverage leverage. They change their leverage points on you. That's what you got to do against Brady. It's a bad matchup.
Right. They got the rat, the robber, and the Raider coverage. We got it. So the problem is
that's right.
The good news. So Brady, he doesn't want any part of New Orleans in the playoffs. But here's the good news. He won't have to deal with them in the playoffs. Is there a team that can do to them in the playoffs in the NFC what the Saints do to them?
No, there absolutely is not. Listen, the New Orleans Saints are that matchup for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You can go back in the day to boxing where Sugar Shane Mosley was the best boxer in the world, and every time he fought Vernon Forrest, he'd lose. And that's what this looks like when these two teams are matched up. When you talked about some of the players they have, Bradley Roby, Marshawn Lattimore, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. This is the team that can match up man-to-man and also rush with four. But we saw this last year with the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We saw a very similar beatdown, except for that Drew Brees was also carving up the defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is something they'll learn from. This is something they will grow from. And Bruce Arians and Tom Brady will use this game as a rallying cry to say, hey, bro, we haven't arrived. We still have to go play ball.
I want to apologize to the audience at home. We've gone 20 minutes and haven't taled about your Christmas outfit.
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, guys.
Nice. Absolutely spectacular. Disappointing performance by you.
I look like Richard Nixon in that debate that time. Nobody's going to like me. And I mean, it's just a brutal look. I apologize.
All right, back to Tampa Bay, New Orleans.
Richard Nixon.
Remember that debate when he matched the background? He was awful in a gray suit. That's me right here. I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't remember that.
No,
of course you guys don't.
Even Rex wasn't born when that happened. But okay, go ahead.
All right, so this means absolutely nothing for Tampa Bay. But two things can be true. One, that they missed their stars. Not having AB showed up last night. Mike Evans going out, Godwin going out. No one was getting open. The stars that were there, Brady and Gronk, they didn't play well.
No.
Brady had misses early on in this football game. He was uncomfortable in the pocket. And Gronk had 4 or 5 drops. Brady was 2 for 11 throwing the ball to Gronk last night.
That's rare.
2 for 11.
That's rare.
That's the worst in their career together. I had 7 drops as a football team for Tampa Bay as an offense. So, agreed that those guys not being there, no one was open. Brady had to hold the football. The sticky coverage that you mentioned, Rex, I don't think that when those guys get back, that's going to be the story. But if I'm going to sit here week by week and praise Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski as they deserve, those guys didn't play well.
Did you think they looked off too? So there was the wheel down the sideline, and Gronk's actually open, and Gronk's not looking. It looked like after a while, the pressure from the Saints, the coverage from the Saints, it actually just threw their games off, and now it frustrated them. And now they weren't playing at the top of their game. But that's something that entire night, they make football plays hard to make offensively, and eventually they wear you down.
Your question to him when you asked, is there another team in the NFC that can do that? I think pass rush-wise, Dallas has the chance to. I just don't think they have the consistency in man coverage. Correct.
Well, the question is, can Micah Parsons be the rat, the robber, and the Raider? That
Absolutely.
Would be my
That's the big question.
At one time.
One guy. Very quickly, another little side story coming out of this game. Tom Brady went into last night as the odds-on favorite to be the MVP in the league. Then he gets shut out. You see right behind him there is Aaron Rodgers. He had another typical Rodgers day, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And then down the screen a little, Jonathan Taylor had himself quite a night on Saturday night with the entire world watching. So as of this moment in time, who's the MVP in the NFL? Rex.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor, he
Jonathan Taylor. Why? I can't give it to Aaron Rodgers. That's too damn boring.
Listen,
I agree.
Listen, it's Aaron Rodgers, and it's not because it's too boring. I remember after the Buffalo game, we all came in here and we sang Jonathan Taylor's praises, and he hasn't done anything to not make us love him. It is just hard for a running back to win this award. And as long as Frank Reich keeps thinking that Carson Wentz is the guy he is not, then Jonathan Taylor is not going to win it.
All right, it's Jonathan Taylor. I told you guys 6 weeks ago it was Jonathan Taylor. With all due respect to Aaron Rodgers, who's having a remarkable season, here's why it's Jonathan Taylor, because that is the best rushing team in football right now.
Yep.
He is one of the best offensive players in football right now. They played a marquee game on primetime television, and the reason they won was because of Jonathan Taylor. They got another marquee game coming against a playoff contender in Arizona this week, which is going to be on primetime television.
They never even give it to Derrick Henry.
I'll be surprised if he doesn't go for over 200 this weekend.
And
that changes the game.
I'll be even more surprised if he finishes in the top 2 in the MVP voting.
I bet you
on the screen.
I bet you, Jonathan.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.